and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are too eldritch to mention, but you can use whatever. You can call me whatever, it's fine. And I am playing Yasher Angle, the occultist librarian? I guess he's like technically a librarian, but he's more like a book enthusiast. What would you call that? What's like a fancy term for a book?
Nerd.
Ooh, that one stung.
Wow, that hit me to my core.
You know, I've been watching a lot of Buffy again recently, so you could be a watcher.
There you go.
Isn't that cooler?
He does give watcher vibes.
You have
right.
big watcher vibes.
Yeah.
Just like Giles if he was kind of a klutz.
Buffy the movie, right?
This
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the film, right?
Get out.
I mean,
Yeah, sure dies.
Well, and here to bully me, please welcome Jamie Lee-Bonés.
hello. I am Jamie, an avid Buffy fan. Avid. And today I will
Bonus
play...
to your die rolls.
Thank you. Thank you very much. She, her. And I'll be playing Mabel McIntyre, the parapsychologist.
And Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes.
Hello, I'm Xavier, he, him, and I will be playing Aline Lévesque, the photographer for the Montreal Gazette.
And also Karen Huesman.
Hello, I'm Karen, and I'll be playing Melody Thompson. She, her, and all things. And she is a witchy medium.
Unemployed.
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 She is currently unemployed. That's true.
And also, please welcome Zach Clark.
What's up? My name is Zach, he, him, and I'll be playing Razz McClay, he, him, the gun mall criminal.
Hell yeah. No nerd about him. He's the
No.
anti-nerd.
He's your 1920s party boy. Hey, don't forget, he's here to work, though.
Putting in those hours.
Work and look over his shoulder, because something is coming for him.
That's for damn sure.
And that something behind all of our shoulders is Susan Spenader, our keeper.
Hi, I'm Susan, she, her. I will be playing all
The foul things.
all
In the
all the
dark.
things that hide in the dark, everything you're afraid of, everything that you've looked under the bed for, everything you've checked the closet for, everything you saw in the window beyond the blackened mirror or beyond the curtains just on the edge of the woods. That's me. Hi.
I gotta go. See ya, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Don't leave me.
Or even my eldritch taxes. Ooh.
Especially your Eldritch Tax.
Yes, the scariest of all.
Truly horrifying. Well, let's waste no more time and get to the truly horrifying, because we just found out that we can't leave in like a physical sense and a very cosmic sense. So I'm very excited to see how this goes. So, Susan, please take us away.
The faint sound of a clock ticking echoes through the darkened interior of a stately room, richly adorned with ornate furnishings. In the dim light, Mabel and Melody jolt awake in their shared large bed, their eyes wide with confusion. As they sit up, disoriented by their sudden awakening, the camera pans out of the room, capturing the grandeur of the Whispering Teapot Inn. The ticking of the clock grows louder as the scene shifts, the camera pulling back further and further until it's outside the inn. Time seems to warp and distort as everything goes in reverse, snowflakes defying gravity and rising skyward toward the night sky. The scene fades to black. Then abruptly it transitions to a bright, snow-laden morning, the day of the festival. The bustling streets of the Whimseybrook come to life, bathed in a soft glow of the morning sun. Children laugh and play, vendors prepare their wares for the day ahead, and townsfolk clear the last remnants of snow from the walkways. Amidst the cheerful atmosphere, the camera zooms in on a nebbishy-looking man with dark circles under his eyes and a life-weary woman with dark hair and dark eyes. They stand outside a quaint antique store named the Lunar Labyrinth Antiques, their gaze fixed on the sign that reads, Festival Hours, 10 to 2.
Aline lets out just a annoyed sigh. Just, okay, well, now what?
I feel like I knew these hours, and yet somehow I forgot. Dang. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll just come back later. It's not... It's just when you have an idea of what your day's gonna be like, and then suddenly you have to reshuffle.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And she takes out her notebook. And it's currently 7 a.m.?
It is
7:20.
about 7:15, 7:20.
And Aline looks up at the nice paper, nice graphic displays of all these events, and sort of traces her finger across every little box on that sheet. The only thing right now happening is the sunrise salutation, and I'm not really interested. So maybe I'll just go and scout the market and try to see if there's anything. Well, we might be able to pick something nice too, like a little souvenir.
Oh yeah, I was very interested in going to the market. Myself. Would you care for any company still?
That'd be really nice, actually. Well, let's find where it is.
So that would be back towards the, you probably were passing by as they were setting up wares back towards the town square, which you had to pass through to get. So all the streets basically come towards town square. Every road in town leads there. But if you want, because I forgot to do this last time, maybe there is a statue along the way. I know that Yasher was very interested in checking them out.
Oh yeah, he's gonna keep his eyes peeled to see if he can see any gargoyles at all anywhere.
Okay, could you roll a d20 for me?
Yes, ma'am, I can do that. How's a 9?
So you do encounter one along the way back. It is not a gargoyle, but just along the road, just between shops. Most of the shops are closed right now, but just along the way to the Lunar Labyrinth Antiques in between the town square, you see the Guardian Lion statue. It's majestic and regal. The Guardian Lion statue embodies strength and protection. It's carved with lifelike precision. The stone lion has a watchful gaze. It almost seems like the eyes are moving, but it's just because it just looks so lifelike. The intricate detailing in the mane and paws add to the touch of regality. And then at its base, there's a sturdy coin box adorned with lion motifs in between its two little pawsies. Well, big pawsies. They're big pawsies.
Big old paws.
But they're so cute.
Oh, and I look at it and I go, oh, and I'm like, oh, it's one of the statues, I think. One of the talking ones.
She looks down at the coin box, then up at Yasher, and then back at the coin box again. So like pauses for a second. Let me do it. And I mean, for the time, I guess she'll take out like a nickel, maybe.
Yeah. I think like a penny got you a lot. Like there was penny candy back then, so.
Let's do a penny.
Yeah.
So I'm down to $39.99.
Wow. Big spender. Xavier, can you roll me a d6?
2.
As you hear the clinking hitting the bottom of the box in a small echo, it doesn't hit any other coins in there yet. The eyes come to there's like a sheen that comes over them, but you're not sure if it's a trick of a light or something more magical or mentalist trickery. You don't know. But a voice emanates from it and its jaw actually moves. It kind of looks like an animatronic moving mouth, but it says to you, it starts to say,
"In the shadows, secrets stir like restless winds. Seek the lion's gaze to unveil hidden paths."
And then the sheen goes away and its mouth closes and you can't even see where the hinge was or wherever it opened. It just seems like it's stuck together again, the mouth.
Wow. That was really impressive.
Yeah, it's a very intricate trick.
Okay, just move. Can you get next to it? Just smile, and she'll take her foldable Kodak.
Are you gonna? Yeah, and
we're
he'll,
starting the. Yeah, this is how we started the day. This is gonna be good.
He puts together his suit a little bit better, so he's a little bit more presentable, and tries to strike. Have you ever seen the IT crowd where they're having the dinner party and it's like, act normal, and everyone does a weird pose and she's like, normal, and they all just do a weirder pose? That's what Yasher's doing. He's trying to do a normal pose, but it looks absolutely abnormal.
Perfect.
How did I look? How did you think it's gonna turn out?
I think it's gonna turn out good. We'll find out, and I'm not sure when I'll have time to develop it, but it should be good. The lying looks great.
I don't want to presume, but I would love a copy if that, and I can pay if that's what you.
No, don't worry about it. That'll be our parting gift.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, don't mention it.
It really is clever, isn't it? That contraption, huh?
Yeah, don't ask me how they did it. I have no idea how they did that.
For the first time, it seems like Yasher is a little bit at ease and kind of laughing, having a good time, not super nervous. I mean, still nervous, but not super nervous.
So you start heading back towards the town square. There's quite a few vendors set up. There's the ones that are obviously going to open up later. And then there's the night market too. So you see stalls that are closed down. But the town square, it's fairly busy even for this time of day, even for the morning. There's not a huge crowd. It's not shoulder to shoulder at this time. But there is a good couple dozen people already at the stalls and vendors. And then the whole town square is covered in decorations. The 100-year anniversary of the Equinox festival, and just they keep harking about the 100 years, and then get your 100-year souvenirs, and it's like a badge and all these types of things.
A lot of people here. A lot of people. Whew.
You okay? Yeah, Shard?
No, I rarely am I ever, but I'll be fine. I'll just get through it.
If you need anything, I'm not too far. I'm just gonna go and see what's open, and then if I bump into you again, we can, spend the rest of the day looking for something together until 10, and then we can go to the antique shop. Actually, on my way there, I might just scope out the Giggle Parade location, just so I know where to set up my camera. But that's much later, so I'll just walk around.
Yeah,
I'll catch you later.
Yep. Okay.
Be safe.
Bye.
Leaving Yasher unattended. That's what it feels like.
Just hold this balloon.
He clutches his bag
full of beans.
Yeah. Aline is like, bye, and then there's people just cross in front, and it's oh god.
Yeah. It's to Yasher's eyes, the fish eyes, and then it's just full of people, and he can't see Aline at all. It's But Aline, as you start to look around, you see some of the ones that are open that have things set up are the Mystic Munchies, which is full of, you see a lot of pâtissier and just baked goods. There's Celestial Crafts, it's jewelry, and there is a level, behind the Mystic Munchies there's a man sitting there. Behind the Celestial Crafts is a woman. There is a mask vendor selling, you'll see that they're full face Venetian masks. You could pick up the hint that this isn't the masquerade, the type that is romanticized where it just covers your eyes. It's the full face masquerade where you truly do not know who's in attendance. There is a Dreamweaver Tailors. There's a vendor set up with masquerade attire. There's big advertisements for it saying masquerade attire, and with signs underneath saying, be sure not to miss the event of the century. And yeah, sure, you'll see this too. If you start moving, or if you're overcome with anxiety, still standing there, maybe, I don't know.
He's looking for books, so he's perusing, looking for books.
There is a vendor called the Whimsical Wares. It says run by the Whimseybrook Supply Co. And there it's a darkened tent, or it's actually like a tent that you step into, kind of. It's not huge, but it's like L shape, and there's stuff on all the walls, and you'll see books in there if you're passing by that one. So Aline stepped up first. Are there any of these drawing your eyes?
I'm thinking the mystical munchies. Having only had one toast for breakfast, I'm looking at this going like, well, maybe now I'm hungry. So I'll step up to the counter and see what they have to offer.
It smells real good. They have a glass display case in front, and it's just full of a bunch of scones, a bunch of like little cakes, a bunch of muffins. There's little specialty like decorated mini cakes. They have this new invention. It's very revolutionary. It's like they call it a cake pop.
Pop?
K-pop.
But behind the counter, you see a jovial, dark-skinned man behind the counter. He looks, you could tell, he has a big smile on his face. Welcome. He's rich, dark skin that contrasts with his bright smile. He possesses a sturdy build. He has big, strong arms, and just like this demeanor that's so welcoming that just instantly puts you at ease. He has warm brown eyes that twinkle a little bit with like a bit of mischief, but mostly good humor. And he has wrinkles at the side of his eyes because you could tell that he just smiles all the time. And he's clean shaven.
Hello, sir. Can I ask what kind of muffins you have?
Oh yes, of course. We have banana nuts, we have blueberry, we have strawberry, we have there's this mint lavender one that I brought. That it's my own recipe. It's very good.
I'll have that one, please.
Just the one?
Yeah, just the one.
Of course. And as he's wrapping it, he goes to grab it, and it's. Would you like it wrapped?
No, I'm just gonna eat it. Right now.
Perfect. I love a lady who could eat. And he puts it up and he's like, oh, how are you enjoying the festival so far?
Well, I haven't had the chance to do too much, but hopefully I can get around town a little more and have a better idea. Just got in last night.
Good, you got him right in time. They shut down all the roads to town, too.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Hopefully there's no like storm that passes over the festival.
Oh, no. Storms usually pass by here. It's weird. I've never seen the type of thing before. It just splits apart above town. But I'm no scientist. I don't know what that is.
Certainly is interesting. I'll note that in my mental notebook for the moment.
But I'm detecting an accent. Are you French Canadian?
Oh, yeah, actually. I'm from Montreal. How do you know the accent?
My grandma immigrated up there.
Ah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, she taught me how to bake, so she brought the whole family over here from Nigeria.
Perfect. Well, I will be enjoying this. How much do I owe you for it?
You know what? This is the first one bought today. It's free.
And it's still warm too.
Yes.
She takes a big chunky bite out of it. I imagine like this. Some steam coming off of it in the cold winter air.
Because there's that chill in the air. It feels really good.
Yeah.
It like just warms you from the inside. It is really good. But again, if you like floral scents, it's not overpowering. I know like some rose flavored things get really overpowering, but lavender, it's just a subtle thing.
Yeah. Oh, this is really good. Thank you so much.
Glad you enjoy it. You know, my grandma always said, good food nourishes the body, but great company feeds the soul.
Well, I'll definitely be coming back here. I'll see you again. Have a good festival, sir.
You too.
Can I ask your name? I don't.
Oh, yeah, of course. My name's Basil. Basil Brown.
Basil Brown. What a great name.
You know what? My wife is running the Mystic Mirror Salon. I have to recommend it, or else she will. I won't say she'll get violent, but I may come home to a bruise.
Okay, I guess I'll go for your own sake.
Don't worry. I'm just joshing with you. I just love my wife so much that I have to recommend it. She put a lot of work into it.
Okay, well, I wasn't planning to, so now I will. So good work.
She'll make sure to treat me real well tonight. So thank you. And enjoy the muffin. Come back for more.
I will. It's already gone. Oh.
It's very, very sustaining. I'm sorry, just looked over at the chat.
We were just warning you to be careful about what you eat.
Yeah. I was like, strawberries? Nope.
Stay away.
Yeah, sure. You find yourself at the Whimsical Wares. And you are greeted by a familiar face when you step in. It's Silas. Oh, welcome. Anything I could help you find?
He avoids eye contact with this individual.
Oh,
but,
he's trying to avoid eye contact with you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like two introverted, severely introverted people interacting with each other. I was looking for just books. Just any books. Are there any books?
Oh yeah. Over here. And then he leads you to there's a set of shelves in the back corner of books. They do look older when you see them, so you don't know if that's just for looks, like the aesthetic appeal, or if it's actually legitimately good books.
Yeah. Well, I guess yeah, sure. I mean, his real interest is occult books, and he's here for a very specific book, but I don't think he's probably going to find that in a flea market kind of setting. Yeah. But he does run a bookstore, so he does take the opportunity to look through any used books that are good quality he might be able to resell, or turn around, or most importantly any first editions or anything that might be here by mistake or something like that. Someone doesn't know that they're selling, so he's kind of just looking for something that he might be able to take back and bring back to his bookshop.
Yeah.
That's probably not the Necronomicon.
You know what? You're probably not going to. But could you roll a D100 for me, and we'll say 25% and lower, you'll find something good.
Gotcha.
The lower, the better.
Lower the better. Got it. Let's do it. Oh, how's a 5? My first good roll of the campaign.
Whoa.
Maybe the Necronomicon is here.
Yeah, maybe that's still on the table.
Let's just say a Charles Dickens is from the 1800s, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Was he big then? Yeah, he was big.
Big Dickens.
Yeah.
There it is.
If there was inspiration, you'd get it.
Yeah, sure. Rolled a 5. You can't be more snappy, a little more sassy with it. Make it snappy, just get a little attitude. You roll a 5.
Yeah. Make some
demands. Like you own the
place. Roll a D4 for me real quick.
D4, you got it. 3.
You see a first edition of Great Expectations.
Oh. I'm looking around this is kind of a big deal. I take it, and I take it from the bookshelf full of used books, and I'm gently taking it okay, checking over, checking the spine and checking the wear and tear on it.
For 5%, it's actually in pretty decent shape. I think probably the only thing that is off about it is someone may have written for my love Agatha inside, but
this just pains him. He's just he looks at this beautiful script, this loving message, and he just goes, just grimaces. Why would you write in a that's what notebooks are for. That's what a letter is for.
Me?
Yes.
Silas. Don't worry. No one remembers.
Thank you so much. I would like to buy this book, please.
Oh, yeah. Everything on that shelf is $5. Or sorry, $4.50. Festival prices.
Would you take 3?
Oh.
Can of beans?
Do you take beans?
What can I have you roll?
I don't know, but I'll roll it. What about appraise? Would that be? Probably, maybe not. It's probably something more social.
Yeah, it's probably a social one.
There's a persuade, and charm.
I think appraise would work for Yasher, though. I think there is an argument for it because you have to get your book somehow. So maybe you use it against, like, there's writing on the inside, which brings down its value. So.
Right.
You got it with persuasion. Just, hey kid, you ever heard of a guy named Jack and some stalks? Shake your beans.
Shake my can of beans at him.
Yeah.
This is investing.
Yeah. All right, appraise it is. Oh, dang. Just over. That old Yasher luck, real coming back.
Yeah. Sorry, we already marked it down for the festival, and my mom would kill me.
That's
$4.50.
That's okay. I will take it.
You will? Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah. He pulls out $4.50, and as this transaction is kind of going on, he sort of goes, this 100 years of the festival, it's celebrating 100 years of the town, or 100 years of what is the 100 years for?
And then you see his eyes light up. He's like,
yes, I've hit on his hyperfixation. Yes.
It's both actually. He like hurriedly like wraps this up even more.
Careful.
Oh, sorry. The town was founded on March 20th, 100 years ago. They say, or what I've heard is that it was founded during this huge celestial event. I don't know, but they said the whole valley lit up with a strange light, and they knew they had to settle down here. It's actually really nifty to think about.
Has the like a aurora borealis or something like that? I know it comes down this far in the northeast sometimes, but
yeah, I mean maybe they did say it was like a green glow, but no one outside the valley, like Gray Hill is the closest town, and they didn't see anything.
Oh, I see. Has it been observed since in this 100 years?
No, but maybe this one. Here's hoping, right?
Fascinating. So no one has ever seen it again, but it's what drove the founders of this town to settle here. That's very interesting.
You know, between you and me, it's just like there's a lot of weird stuff happening around this town, and it's really nifty.
Like what kind of weird stuff?
Look at the doors on the buildings. You'll see these weird symbols, and it's on all of them. And then especially the Founder's Mansion, but they don't let anybody in except during the masquerade. So it's just all over in the Founder's Mansion.
Where, other than the Founder's Mansion, where can I see one of these symbols? Have you seen them anywhere else?
Yeah. He steps away from the tent, what he's supposed to be tending, and he goes to like
I follow him.
Yeah. And there are people in there. Like,
yeah, fuck them. Yeah. We found an interest.
And then he just goes to like the nearest building, and this is just like a residential building along the town, and he's like shows you, okay, look here, and then he points up to a doorway. You see etched into the wood, it almost looks like the wood grain, a symbol. It's kind of like a 2, but then a straight line, and then it goes down.
Oh, like a shepherd crook almost?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Susan is drawing it out in the air.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
2, and then where the end of the 2 is, it goes down in a straight line, and then like a little. It's just like it may be a flourish of whoever put it there, but there's like a teeny tiny little circle at the end of that line.
I pull out like a little mole skin notebook, and I draw that symbol down, and I go aside to Silas, like, and this is a notebook. This is what you would write stuff in, not a literature book. This is why you have one. And I draw the symbol. Do I recognize this symbol from any occult literature that I have ever come across? Is this a recognizable symbol?
Could you roll me an occult?
I would love to. Please, God, let me get this roll. I want to get one roll. Occult. Here we go. How's a 32?
Nice.
Yes. You have seen this before. It'd be probably in one of the most obscure texts, and it was probably like it just hits you're thinking for a while, and then it just I think I saw this. It wasn't even a book about the occult. It was like something about early settlers to Americas, and then they would put these specific symbols for wards. You don't know specifically what it was, but they were like just showing like local superstitions almost. It was like local superstitions for these types of settlers in these areas, and you can't remember exactly which. Actually, no, you got a hard check. So
hard success.
It came from mostly the Dutch did these things, and it's a warding thing. This specific symbol, you remember it was associated with wards, but beyond that, it wouldn't like, because you don't have like Cthulhu mythos. So
Yes, gotcha. Yeah. Yes. So I look to Silas and I go, "Do you know what this is?"
no, but they're on. If you look at any building in this town, you'll find at least one like this.
This is magic. And Yasher, like, it's like a big grin on his face, like, this is well, I mean, it's not actual magic. I mean, where does magic begin and folk practice? And but the point is that someone believed that this is protection, but this is a warding symbol, a warding glyph, if you will. I look at him and I'm like, is there anywhere in town that has an account of the first settlers experiencing this astrological phenomenon?
Oh yeah, you'll definitely want to go to Betty and Quillam's. It's a library, but because they let people take books, but it's also they sell books. But anyway, their store, the Enchanted Quill, they have a lot of cool stuff there. A lot of nifty stuff.
Enchanted Quill. You wouldn't happen to know their hours, would you?
No, sorry.
Okay, thank you so much.
Silas, it's okay. No
Thank
one
you.
remembers.
Yes, that's thank you. Thank you. I shake his hand. It's very awkward, like, and then we both realize that this is not what you should have done. And I go to like say something about it, but stop, and then I just turn around and start walking away.
And he nods, like you don't see it, but as you start walking, like you turn around, he nods to you and realizes you couldn't see it, and then realizes he should be back at the tent.
Wonderful.
And then rushes back over there.
Wonderful.
We'll go back to Aline real quick. It was a quick conversation for Aline, so how much are you wandering and looking at stuff?
Maybe for a full round of the town square, looking at, not necessarily visiting every little booth, seeing like what's to offer or what's interesting, because it's still so early. I'm not really planning to do anything, so I'm kind of just like walking by and looking around until I get closer to the area where there will be the famous giggle parade.
Okay.
And just like trying to
So
mentally prepare for later.
Yeah, probably as you're finishing your circuit after you've been gazing, that's when Yasher's done with this conversation. Maybe you see each other, maybe you don't.
You see him beeline, like, somewhere, like, crossing the square.
Yeah.
I'd meet up with Yasher if it's in the same direction, but if not, Aline would be doing her own thing.
Yeah, you would see each other at this point. But as you make eye contact or Aline starts to go in a different direction or something like that, you hear distant screams.
I will head in that direction.
We both hear?
Yeah, you both hear screaming. Like it starts with one person and then it's a few people and then you see someone dash by, like run through the town square past you, and then more people are like looking that direction now, like what's going on over there?
Yeah, I want to take like a mental note of the person running away, dashing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Aline is entering like professional mode. Like she's done, she went through the motions before, and like, oh, there might be like, this is an accident scene. Like let's record informations in the brain.
Tall, sturdy-looking man wearing typical attire of the 1920s, like a vest and a white shirt and trousers and sensible shoes. He has a beard on his face. It's red, as is his hair on his head, which is a little curly. He has a strong jaw, stocky. He's like average height, stocky individual.
I don't know if Yasher is still.
He is frozen like a deer in headlights. This is like he's just trying not to move.
Yeah, then we'll just like tell Yasher like, stay here, just stay here, and she bolts.
As you start to go in that direction, you get a very severe stomach cramp.
Oh no!
It doubles you over.
Oh no!
And then Yasher, you're not sure if it's the nerves or something else.
I didn't eat anything, but beans. I just had beans.
So it wasn't the strawberries.
And then you double over Aline, and then you put your hand to your mouth, and it comes away bloody.
Oh god.
You look over to Yasher, and there is blood dripping from his mouth. And then Yasher, you feel the overwhelming urge to throw up, and you do, and projectile blood is spattered over the crowd.
No.
There's more screaming. Aline,
that belongs inside me, not outside me.
All my beans!
My beans!
Aline, you also start to cough up and then eventually heave blackened blood, which turns redder and redder as you start to vomit as well. You both fall to the floor as you don't have the strength to hold yourselves up anymore. There's so much pain. It's burning you inside out. You have to get it out. You have to try to make it stop. Try whatever your body thinks it needs to do to make this stop. And eventually, it does stop with blackness. Yasher, you stand behind the counter of your bookstore, Esoterica Exotica. There's a familiar scent of old books filling the air. There's dim lighting casting long shadows across the aisles of your bookstore. You're just flipping through the pages of an ancient tome, trying to find any occult lore, what you usually do, lost in the world of forgotten lore. As you read, the atmosphere in the bookstore begins to shift. The once comforting silence is punctuated by the faint sound of distant music, barely audible at first, but steadily growing louder with each passing moment. Your heart quickens as you glance around, searching for the source of this eerie melody, but the store remains eerily empty. You can't even see beyond the windows of your store. Though usually darkened by curtains, there is not even a glimmer of light coming through. As the music intensifies, the shadow seems to deepen, twisting, contorting into grotesque shapes that dance along the walls. Your breath catches in your throat as you feel a weight of an unseen presence looming over you. Its presence suffocating and oppressive. Suddenly, The books on the shelves begin to tremble, their pages fluttering as if stirred by an unseen force. Yasher's hands shake as you clutch the edges of the counter, your heart pounding with mounting dread. And then, just as the music reaches its deafening crescendo, your gaze falls upon a standing near, tucked away in the corner of your store. You go to approach it, almost pulled towards it. And through its polished surface, you see the distorted reflection of Whimseybrook Town Square. Its once vibrant decorations now faded and weather-worn, as if standing there for centuries. As you stare into the mirror, a figure emerges from the shadows. An unfamiliar face, yet somehow familiar. Oh, it's Melody, your new acquaintance. Your eyes lock with a silent and chilling gaze. Before you could even utter a word, the music returns in a discordant cacophony, echoing through the air like a haunting lament. And then with a final, bone-chilling crescendo, the mirror shatters. You shatter, your store shatters, everything shatters. You are a million, trillion pieces. You are nothing. And then you are everything again. You are beyond comprehension, but also a speck within the void. And you wake up in your room.
I wake up at the start and hold my hand to my ears to like protect them from the music and the shattering and everything. But is there a way to check? I feel very disoriented. Is there a way to like check the time or anything?
Oh, wait, actually, first, can you roll a sanity check for me?
86. Oh, not good.
You essentially just died. And then you were undone, unraveled, and then woke up in bed. So I need you to roll a d6 for me.
4.
You just lucked out from temporary insanity.
Phew.
But you lost 4 sanity points.
Oh, yeah, that tracks.
There is a moment of loss of sanity, just a moment.
Yeah, sure. It, like, freezes. He's so terrified that he cannot move. It's that, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like sometimes when you have a nightmare and like something really terrible happens and like it wakes you up, but it like ripples through your body in like a physical way. Like you feel almost like, chills isn't the right word, but it's like a physical response to like terror and fear. So he like feels that, but not being able to move. It would be the kind of thing like if there were a predator in the room attacking him, like he would just be dead. He would die. Like that is his response, you know, yeah. Like, and once he realizes that he's safe or at least not dead and not in any immediate threat, I think he like reorient himself, like maybe look out the window, see where if he can see outside, what time of day it is. Like, does he still have the book that he got? Like, what has happened?
Yeah, as you go to look out the window, that's probably, you just like glance over. It is like over the bedside table, so you just like probably like lean over and look out and maybe like lift the curtains or something. You see the soft morning glow just coming over the horizon of Whimseybrook with its snow laden, or you see the streets, vendors bustling, the streets being cleaned. Seems like everybody else is just doing what they normally do. But if you're trying to take note of the time, it is just, the sun is just rising. It's coming
like
over.
Morning. Okay. Yeah. I go to like try and check my things. I see if I have my bag, and if the bag is there, like I see if I have that first edition Dickens in there. I see if I have my ceremonial dagger in there, like what is in there.
Yeah, the book, you don't see the book. You see your books, maybe that for a moment you're like, oh, and then no, it's not the right one. Then your dagger is there. You do see that in your bag.
Your beans are full.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the beans are
still
there.
have do I have the beans? Okay, phew.
Yes.
Okay, we have the beans. Okay, good.
The beans are
Restock.
accounted for. And it's you have a can back. That can you ate in the morning, it's there.
Okay, so yeah, this is totally unexplainable and I think also very isolating. Yasher has long suspected that his mental health has been declining for a long time, and like now he's kind of like, oh well, this is where I snap. This is where I break. Like this is where I have come now. So
With
he just
4
kind of
points
like
of sanity loss makes sense.
yeah, he just kind of like slumps down in his chair and like I guess he's like trying to like come to terms like I'm at the I am near at the end now.
And with that existential like crisis, the camera pans through the wall and out into the hall, to the end of the hall, to the large double doors leading into the presidential suite. The camera then goes through the sitting area and into the bedroom of where Melody and Mabel are, who have just awoken, having experienced something very similar. Melody, you had that dream again. The one where you're going through the town square. The one where you end up at the mirrors and see these people. Your connection is again cut with your spirit guide. It feels fresh and new and just as horrible as the first time. Mabel, though, you experienced something special. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You have experienced this day before, but not just once, not just twice. We're going to find out how many times.
Oh, that's exciting.
Mabel, you would have found an ally and Melody on many of these days. You'll see how many. I'm not sure how many days you enlist help because it's going to be much like Bill Murray. There may just come a time where you're just like, okay, I'm going to learn the fucking piano.
I'm gonna fuck that yoga teacher is what I'm gonna
Yes, girl, yes.
Well, you vomit at 10, so hurry up.
I know, right? I was looking to see how far you guys made it in the day. I think it was like 8:20.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think we've made it past. Yeah, I don't think we've made it very far in the day.
It's our first boss. Beat the vomit.
So there were probably some days that maybe Mabel started to repeat what people were saying or said it before that they would say it, or could recite the news broadcast every morning, or which would like start to startle you, but then you'd have to start over every day doing that, convincing you, the three of you who really don't believe, and then it was just... So let's see how many days you have repeated. I need you to roll a D10,000.
Oh my god.
Oh, what?
These words have never been spoken before.
So to roll
Can I
that,
just add a couple zeros onto this?
yeah, but first let me
Okay.
I have a
The die that
proposal.
Susan pulled out is huge. It's incredible.
it's real hefty.
It's just one giant orb.
I just wish like originally it was going to be 1,000, but since Razz is Razz, you just add extra zero to it. Just an extra. He just doesn't believe, so just drives the number up exponentially.
You should caveat it to a D10,000 plus 20, just in case. Because if it's 2, it's like, well...
Well, no.
Right.
Here, I have
That'd
a
be
deal
crazy.
for you. So
Ooh, okay.
you could roll it 3 times and choose whichever one you want. The higher the number, the more you know about what's going on. But also more sanity loss. So the way the sanity loss goes is the lower ones, it's just a D4, a D6. The higher ones, I'm adding in D8s, D10s, like multiples. So like 10,000 would be 3D4s, 3D6, 3D8s, 3D10s.
That's like instant death.
I don't
That's
stand
how
a
much
chance.
sanity loss. Yeah.
Right. Where's my sanity at? Let me check.
And then,
Low.
What,
I don't see how you can survive this at all.
what can I gamble here?
Right?
yeah, and then on top of that, so then after the D100 roll, I'm going to have you roll a luck. And that's just your general luck throughout these days. So what you've encountered. So if it's good luck, you really haven't encountered anything crazy in town. You'll learn things, but that puts you a level down. So like less days.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
if you fail it, it puts you up. Then I'm going to have you roll a sanity to see how well overall you've been dealing with this. Are you nonchalant about it like Bill Murray eventually gets? Or are you like middle of the movie Bill Murray? Like where he's killing himself and just doing crazy shit.
You should have worked a
Right.
therapist into that daily routine.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would put you a level up or level down as well. But first you get to roll a D10,000 3 times and choose the number of days.
I think this is the highest die I've ever rolled in my entire life.
Highest I've ever seen.
I mean,
It's just the highest roll I've seen and not be like total BS, like for fun. You know?
Here we go.
So it's a 3899, a 1180, and an 8231.
I think I'm going to go with the middle because I want some information, but I don't want to totally lose it.
So just as to let you know, if you choose a 3899, this is what you'll be rolling for sanity loss.
Okay.
2d4s, 2d6s, 1d8, and 1d10.
Okay.
Can you do that?
We'll see, won't we? Okay. I'm going to stick with my guns and I'm going to go with the 3899 and I'm going
Okay.
to take the middle route.
So now let's see your luck on these 3,899 days. How many years is that? You've experienced nearly 11 years of the same day.
Oh my goodness,
That is so much.
girl.
But I'm going to know so much if I can make it through this.
Oh. Okay, so you go down a level. So you're losing less sanity.
Okay.
And now let's roll sanity. Okay.
That's under.
Yeah, only just.
Only just, but it still counts.
Yeah, it does. So you're down another level. Do you want to take it?
Yes.
Okay, lower the level, the less you know. So you've been dicking around for 10 years, really trying to woo Ojes. That's been your main focus.
Yeah. I know where all his buttons are at this point.
Yeah, you've been getting that good dick for 10 years.
Except for it's the first time every time, so it's always a little weird and awkward.
You have definitely seduced him.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, you have succeeded many times. So I need you to roll a 2d4s, 2d6s, 1d8, and that's it.
22.
So you've lost 22 points of sanity.
That's like half my sanity. Pretty much.
what's your total? Well, I mean, your current.
55.
Oh, you're good.
I'm okay for right now.
Yeah.
Can't take another hit, can't take another 10 years, though. Couldn't do it again.
Can't take 10 years for a booty call.
I'm going to whisper you some stuff. So Melody and Mabel wake up in bed. They both gasp awake. This is different, Melody. This did not happen the first day. You both did not awaken.
Right, because every time before this, I would have already been awake
Yeah.
from my nightmare.
You woke up before her and she was still sleeping. She was getting her beauty rest.
Do I also have to roll sanity? You're going to do that?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I mean, I don't want to, I can keep it if you want me to. But...
Nah. You're right. Thank you. If there was inspiration, you'd get it.
Instead, you just get worse. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
Karen, good lord, you roll so good.
Yeah, she did.
Only here. This is the only place I roll well.
So only because you did experience death, you take one loss.
All right. Gotta get that
Just
dig in
one
there, huh?
point. So you are both awake in bed, and Mabel, this is familiar to you. You've done this 3,800 times.
The last time that Melody had the dream, Mabel stayed asleep. So she's just gonna, so when they're both waking up at the same time, she's just gonna assumed that she woke Mabel up and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I had a really bad dream. Go back to sleep.
Mabel is going to jump out of bed Nope, we're getting up, sweetie. And she's gonna rip the blankets off of Melody.
It's not even like light outside yet. You can go back to sleep. I was just gonna read my book real fast.
You can take it with you. We got lots to do, places to see. It is time to get going. Razz, get up, Razz!
I need to go seduce a yoga teacher. We need to go. Get up.
Got a
We should
creepy
all
parade to
try.
watch.
Here's how to do it.
Oh. Razz, you are jolted awake after seemingly dying.
And is it something I need to roll any sanity for?
Yes.
Oh, 85.
Ooh.
Is
Yes.
that not
Perfect.
good?
You
Yikes.
experienced death and it was horrible. You can almost, so you're hung over because that's how you were when you woke up this morning, so that you feel that burning in your stomach and then you think it's still the blood that you were vomiting. You almost check your hand for a moment to see if it's on your hand, the blood, like you wipe your mouth. I need you to roll a d6. So you lose 3 points of sanity. So you do have a bout of madness, like a jump and fright, cry out and tear. How do you think Razz would react to dying, feeling yourself die? You felt death.
Is there a table for that? Or I just kind of say how I feel?
We could roll if you want. If you want to roll a d6.
I would love to.
So excited for this.
6.
Oh no.
Tickled Susan.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
You faint.
Oh, classic
He's still
Lovecraft.
asleep. Classic Razz.
So Razz just like, you're like, wake up, Razz! He's like, oh, yeah. That was it for me, wasn't it?
So
That's
to Mabel.
hilarious.
You just hear a thud.
And the day seems like every day because you have to rouse Razz from bed.
The glass of water.
Yeah.
Yep, the glass of water.
This is how it's taken thousands of days.
So still no difference. Everything is.
That's so funny.
You don't know that this is the same day for them.
Well, while she's getting ready, she'll get her cup of water ready for Razz.
Definitely knows the drill by now.
And she's like putting her rouge on, because even though it's been as long as it has, she still needs to look her best. We gotta catch you guys up, and she's gonna dump the water on Razz's face.
Wakes up again. It all felt so real. Oh, Miss McIntyre, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, I sure would, hon. I sure would believe it. And she's gonna take a seat while she's putting on her lipstick and taking her curlers out. Now, both y'all had some freaky dreams. We're gonna rush out of here. I'm telling you right now, those weren't no dreams. This is, I don't even know what day we're on at this point, but we've been doing this a while, and we're gonna keep on doing it until we figure this shit out.
You say it wasn't a dream, but I full on. There's no way I would have survived that. So it was just a bad run, you know. I had a bad night the other day, and this is the cosmos punishing me. And you know, it's just you gotta bounce back. You know, we have a full day ahead of us. Why don't we just slow down, take a breather? We got all day, Miss McIntyre.
And for Mabel, this is a different response, but at the same time, Razz has been the most inconsistent for you. You probably had just a set of dozens of days where you just said could see how many different responses you could get from him, because he was never, you could predict what everybody else would say, but Razz was, you could never.
Just parenthesis here, like, sorry to derail, but like, this is one of the most interesting concepts in the loop story that I've heard. One of the characters that's not experiencing the loop, but is never the same.
Yeah.
Imagine Bill Murray like trying to interact with it.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Thanks. And mostly Zach, because he's unpredictable. I don't know what he'd do.
Oh, shucks.
Well, I guess Mabel will finish up and just look and give some intense eye contact to Melody. And maybe even hold her hands really quickly. And just try to get her to focus in on me for a second. Honey, I'm going to tell you this again. I know you don't remember, but I'm going to tell it to you again. We are repeating the same day over and over and over. We've died countless amounts of times. I know about your dream with your uncle and the separation. I know that we're going to go to this sun salutation. I'm going to get me some. You're going to center yourself. You're going to find out that we're all with some sickness maybe. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But I just need you to trust me here and that something is going on and we need to figure it out.
Melody's gonna take like a really big breath and like look around. How do you know about my dream?
I'm gonna tell it to you again one more time real slow. We have been repeating the same day, this day that you just woke up out of bed, I just woke up out of bed, this same day, a countless amount of times. And it always starts the same. We can go off on so many different tangents in different directions, but it always starts the same right here in this bed. So I know because you told me. You told me yesterday and the day before, and last week you told me about your dream.
And we died?
Many, many times. Painfully so.
Was one of the times like, I just remember blood.
And this is different.
Blood. Do I remember blood? I mean, I've seen a lot of blood the last few years. Can you be more specific, hun?
There was a pain in my stomach, and then there was a lot of blood. But that was part of my dream.
You know, he's gonna say that sounds awfully familiar to my first dream. I had a second dream where I woke up again and I just passed out instantly.
And Mabel, this is in all your loops. This is different.
That sounds real familiar. I'm sure. I mean, I know we've had a lot of blood, a lot of puking of blood happening around here. But it's interesting. You two have never had the same dream before. So that's news. She takes out her little notebook that is now empty. And she just is going to start scrawling all of these things and like filling the pages with notes. I'm just trying to keep track of everything so that I don't miss, a clue. And she's just going.
What is it, like a different notebook that than you've usually used? Is it?
It's the same notebook she usually uses. To her, though, it's fresh pages.
I see.
Because she has to fill it out every day.
I see. Okay.
So we're sharing the same dreams, Miss Melody. Be careful now. I am a married man. All right, let's not get any ideas. My dreams are my own. I'm strictly here as a professional. Isn't that right, Miss McIntyre?
About that, Razz. About that. I'm just real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
I got some bad news, bud.
Oh, no.
Your lady's here.
What? Excuse me?
I don't know what she's doing in town, but she is in town and looking for you, so we're going to have to keep a low profile.
Miss McIntyre, this is not the time for jokes. That was a good one, though. That was a good one.
Louise McClay, yeah, I met her a few times. Yep. I don't know what you did to piss her off, but she's real mad.
Razz will kind of like do a almost a guilty peer towards like a chest that's closed. His eyes will dart back, and he'll say, "That's not possible. We were on the last train here. You said you saw her? The day just begun. I know you were saying about your mystical spiel, but let's be serious. This is realistic. It's my wife you're talking about."
Okay, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I think I need some tea or coffee or something. I think I'm still sleeping a little bit. Maybe we should go to breakfast?
I'm sweating. I don't know about anybody else, but it's hot. Boiling. Let's get out of here.
All right, let's go to breakfast. Nobody order the pancakes. And she's going to walk over to Razz's chest, open it up, and say, "Razz, you bringing these along? Because if we run into your wife, we're going to need these." And she's going to lift up some heavy artillery from Razz's suitcase. Now, do you believe me? Because we got to get going. There's a lot of places we need to stop. We got to find some people. We got to get some more clues because I am getting sick and tired of this bullshit every day.
Language, Miss McIntyre. You know, you got an image to uphold. Well, you definitely knew exactly where my chest was and how to handle it. So it seems like you've seen it before. That's impressive. Unless I am a heavy sleeper, so what do I know? But it is my job to protect you and also watch my back. It kind of does like a peer left and right, and whatever you say goes. And it's a bad break about the pancakes. Maybe we can double back on that topic. But if you say it's a no-go, I'll show my loyalty.
All right, let's get going. Put those pants on. We gotta go get Yasher and Aline.
Speaking of which, the camera pans out, goes down the hall, to the end of the hall, up the stairs, to the attic, where Aline wakes up in her bed, gasping, having just experienced death. Can I have a sanity roll?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
No.
Go.
You have failed. Could you roll a d6 for me? Would you like to roll for your momentary, or do you know how Aline would...
That's
okay.
fun. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you could roll.
Do it the Spenader way.
Yeah. Spudnator. Could you roll a d6 for me?
4.
You wake up swinging.
Okay.
Like aggressive.
She'll sort of get startled awake with a gasp, and the first thing she does is kind of see like a lamp on the little bed desk and just throw it at the wall in front of her, just like reflexively, out of no reason. It just like smashes on the wall. And then for like a good 30 seconds we'll try to catch her breath, and then I think her first instinct, after like checking for blood on her mouth, her hands, checking her face in the mirror, she'll open up her camera and look at the film roll and see if the picture she took of Yasher and the lion is still there.
As you open your camera to look at the film roll in a darkened area so it doesn't get washed out, which this room generally is, you do see the lion, the intricate details of the lion's mane, with Yasher standing there awkwardly. With his hands near his face, he just doesn't know what to do.
Okay, so this is confusing for both Aline and me. Aline thinks it's the next day or sometime after because of that. And she'll quickly get dressed, and then instead of like packing like she did the day before or like prepping everything, she'll just like put on the quickest clothes she can put on, and she'll dash down to someone else's room, probably Yasher's room, and like bang at the door.
He opens it. He's looking real awful. Like real bad. And he's probably like 1 second. He's trying, like, you hear him getting his pants on. Good morning.
And you probably still see it in her face. Like the way she woke up, just like ready to like fight. That's probably still on her face. She's still kind of like tense. Like when after you're done like fighting with like having an argument with someone, but you're still like pumped. And she's like, "Are you okay? What happened to you? Did someone take us back to our rooms? Are you still bleeding?"
This kind of stuns Yasher. There's like a lot to process. No, I'm not bleeding anymore.
Who brought us back? Is it the others? Let's go find them.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
I don't know, but I think that I'm going insane.
And this is probably when Mabel leads Melody and Razz out the door, down the end of the hall, all on the same floor. So you probably see their door opening at the end. at the front of the inn.
I'm asking Aline, like, did you have anyone else? Did you see anyone else, like, afterwards or in between?
I don't know what you mean. We were the two of us who started vomiting blood, and then I fainted. I don't know what happened after.
Yes, that happened. I experienced that as well. And then I was back in my bookstore, and the door opens, and I was like, and I saw Melody.
Aline turns around to face the group. I just for Mabel. Normally, I guess every morning, Aline has always been, the same Aline as last game, very like well dressed and skeptical and dismissive. Today she's like Daniel Radcliffe in Guns Akimbo with the picture. She's like coked up,
manic,
like huge eyes, like poorly dressed, like barely like the buttons on her shirt are like not aligned. Like
Skewed. Yeah.
There's one side higher than the other. Like her hair is like a complete mess.
So in all your 3,800 loops, you've never seen them in the hall.
Okay, that's a new one. Now, I know y'all got a lot to do today. I know you're headed to this bookstore or whatever, but we got to catch you up, okay? I already got these two caught up. We've been doing the same day over and over. Yeah, I know you don't believe you got things to do. We don't want to waste your time or nothing, but Aline, I need that letter.
Hold on, the same day? What are you talking about? Okay, never mind. What letter?
You were given a letter to come to this place, take some photos. I need that.
Okay, she got like rifles through her pockets. There it is. She has it right here. It's all crumpled.
And Mabel is gonna take it and sort of like give it a real close look over. Perfect. This ain't changed. We're on the same course as the last time. Now, we've been doing the same day over and over, many, many deaths. We've all died many, many times. You keeping up? You both keeping up here?
Go ahead.
It's a lot to process.
Now, it's always different every time. I can't predict what's gonna happen. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, like this last time for them, they were vomiting up a bunch of blood. I don't know if that's gonna happen again, but death is imminent, so we gotta figure this shit out.
Wait, if it's the same day, how come the picture I took of Yashar and the lion is still on my film?
That's new.
I took a picture of Yashar with one of the talking statues yesterday, and I checked this morning, and it's still in my film.
Why don't you check downstairs and you'll see what day it is. See if anything looks a little familiar. We gotta go grab some coffee and we're headed out of here.
I need some coffee. I'm coming.
Where are we going?
Coffee!
So as you step downstairs, you don't see anybody at the front desk. So you just head straight to the dining hall, as Mabel has done many a times. It's easily identifiable by the sign saying dining hall. You can see it through the lobby as you step into the bustling dining area of the Whispering Teapot Inn. You are greeted by a lively scene, one familiar to you all. It's a large dining room, full to capacity, except for two small tables near the window. It's filled with cheerful chatter of patrons, and from what you could gather, they are all excitedly talking about the upcoming festival. And as you step into the room, Mrs. Brewster sees you and says, "Hi, Mrs. McIntyre. How may I help you? Do you want some breakfast? It looks like there's a table right over there."
And she's gonna sort of brush past her. "Yes, thank you very much. We'll just take coffee. No breakfast for us, please. No breakfast. No one's getting breakfast." And she looks around.
"Oh, are you sure that the strawberry pancakes, they're to die for?"
"Allergic. Thanks, though." Mabel will take a seat and put the letter down and then open her notebook and again start just writing and scrawling and almost frantic, but mostly it's like she's playing catch up.
Aline will pay attention to the people talking around them and try to hear the same conversation about the trains being cut off, and just to okay, maybe Mabel is not lying.
exact same conversation.
And Razz is going to do something he didn't do last time. Now that he's frazzled about the news of his wife, he's going to continuously peer around, trying to use a spot hidden whenever he can, just peering everywhere, especially in this wide open area.
Yeah, go ahead. Nothing. You just it's too busy in here, so you just look around, and there's so many people, so much movement. She could be. There's a darkened corner over there. Wait, who are those guys? Are they staring at you too long? Wait, that person just left. Are they going to inform her, or were they just a patron? These people started talking quietly. Were they talking quietly because you entered the room? Everything's a sign.
So it's because of that, Razz is less jovial and boisterous as he usually is, and more observant. That's all.
I turn to Melody and I just kind of say, I this is gonna sound so, and I'm sorry, but do you remember having a dream with me in it, where we were in my bookstore?
I wasn't in anyone's bookstore. I did have a dream with you, with the whole group. Everybody was in mirrors, but it was here in this town, and it kind of looked like it was really old.
Yes, I saw something similar last night, or I imagined something similar. The town old, falling apart, like the solstice had been abandoned for hundreds and hundreds of years. Through a mirror, and then it shattered, and I died. I was nothing, and everything. And then I'm here. And you were there. Does that make sense? It doesn't.
Weirdly, it does, though. And she's gonna look over to Mabel, and Uncle Ed is gone. He's just gone. I can't feel him. I can't connect to him. He's gone.
I'm sorry, who is Uncle Ed?
He's technically family, but he's also like really annoying sometimes. And
That's family.
My spirit guide. It's usually how I can kind of interpret the energies and things that are coming through. I can't connect to them.
I'm sorry. It's a spirit?
Yeah, it's like one of my relatives, but it's just how my gifts manifest. I am technically like a medium, but I can only talk to that one spirit.
Do you know Uncle Ed?
You know, I've never met the fella, but I feel like at this point, I do know Uncle Ed.
On that note, Melody, you hear a ting, and it's familiar. It's coming through that what you recognize now, what that channel is usually connected to Uncle Ed, but it's just a ting, and then then you're like focusing on it, and you look down at the letter that Mabel has out, and it's coming from that.
Nobody hears like a weird noise, right? Just making sure. And she's doing this thing where she's like rubbing her sternum, like she's like trying to like center herself.
No weird noise.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. And she is gonna turn her notes around.
Very colorful.
There's a code here.
Huh?
There's a code here in this here letter from Elra, is it? Elra Snow?
Oh, what is it?
And she's gonna sort of point out some of these different letters that are in this letter.
Is it a substitution cipher? Is it a transposition cipher? Polygraphic cipher? What?
It seems to be instructions to me.
Would you mind if I take a look?
Please, here you go. If you just take those letters, it's telling us what I think we need to do next.
Do you mind if I take a peek first, Yasher? And Razz will kind of
please. Yeah. Oh yeah. You just take it out of his hand. Yeah. Regardless.
just like as soon as you try to hand it over, he's just like, nah, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what this is.
It's saying here we need to craft our mask wisely. I think we need to head to that mask making event that they got going on in town. I went to that one before, but didn't really find much there.
Hey, a mask sounds perfect. No goon will ever find us.
On that note, you hear a loud bang. And then glass breaking. And then Mabel's head hitting the table with blood gushing out of it. And there's a gaping hole at the back of her head.
Oh, Jesus!
And that's how we end this session.
Susan! That's new!
Your damn wife, Razz.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Endless Equinox. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Mabel McIntyre is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Aline Lévesque is played by Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes, who you can find at Xavier TD. Melody Thompson is played by Karen Huesman, who you can find at Not So Shy Ronnie. Razz McClay is played by Zach Clark. Yasher Angle is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our keeper of arcane lore is Susan Spenader, who you can find at Suze Laluz. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Call of Cthulhu 7th edition role-playing game is published by Chaosium Inc. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and Cthulhu Fatagan. There's a plate of strawberry pancakes, and it's just like blood just like covers it.
So the person I was supposed to come all this way to protect just got brained in front of me. So gotta take your losses. I'll catch you guys on the next train. I'm not putting this one on the portfolio.